Hey everybody, I'm Ryan Ashley, and today I'm going to show you how to create a triangle tension pendant necklace. The thing I love about this necklace is it's easy, it's fast, and it's sophisticated. Let's go ahead and take a look at all the supplies and the tools you'll be using. First, we have our chasing hammer. This will be really helpful when we're hammering our wire. Bench block and pad for hammering. We have a chain nose plier, a flat nose plier, a flush cutter, 20 gauge wire in the tone of your choice. I like to make sure it matches my chain and my jump ring. We have an 8 to 10 millimeter jump ring there. A focal bead of your choice. I love the Swarovski crystals. And then a beautiful chain. This one is about 20 inches, I think, but you can do whatever length works for you. Okay, so get ready for about the fastest DIY jewelry making activity you've ever done. First thing you gotta do is go ahead and get your 20 gauge wire. I just have a few inches here, but you're really only gonna need about 1.5 inches or 2. The first thing we do is cut this shorter and we go ahead and hammer it, and we're gonna create that triangle shape. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut a couple inches here. Once you do this a few times, you'll realize you can do a bunch of different sizes and shapes. You can do different heights of triangle. They can be equilateral or one of the other many names of triangles that I don't know. But the first thing I wanna do is go ahead and create my little crook at the very top of the triangle. So I'm going to grip this just like this, and then I'm going to just bend it to create the top of the triangle shape. Now I want my triangle to be pretty, I want the edges to be pretty straight. So I'm going to use this flat nose plier to just kind of lightly shape here. All right, and then what I want to do is, I'm not gonna use all of this, but I can always trim later. I'd rather start with more than I need than less, because if you have less than you need, well, you can't add more wire unless you're using, a different kind of metal in your soldering, but we are not doing that today. So I'm just gonna squeeze this a little bit. I'm going to then bend this over. And then right at that same spot, I'm going to grab the other side and bend that over. Let's see if that lines up there. So this one, it looks like I did just a little bit lower, so I'm actually gonna kind of re-straighten that out. No big deal at all, and just go a little bit higher. And this is gonna be hammered, so don't worry about little crinkles like that. So that looks pretty darn good. Maybe I wanna add a little bit more of an angle, a corner on this one. So I'm just going to kind of use my flat nose pliers to shape it a bit. There we go. Just really making sure that I get those sharp corners. Not sharp like ouch, but just, clean looking. So clearly, I don't need all this business that's happening here. Let me go ahead and hold this up. This looks about the right size. So I want to make sure to clip my wire right in the middle so it meets in the middle. And all I have to do is take those flush cutters and right in the middle, I'm actually gonna give myself a little extra. There we go, right near the middle. Just to make sure that if I end up needing to open my triangle a bit more to get that bead on, it still kind of meets in the middle within the inside of the bead. So now that we're here, let's go ahead and hammer. Still want that edge to be just a little bit. There we go, a little bit of that sharper corner. So I have it open here. Now when you dap this, what's gonna happen is it actually makes the wire a bit harder, which is perfect for a tension project because you want the wire to be stiff. You want it to stay in your pendant. So a really soft, malleable wire is probably not the right one for this project. You can typically use, a half hard or a soft wire for most projects, but ones like this, you wanna go a little bit harder. So I'm going to use my flat nose pliers just to hold this in shape as I start hammering. Or not in shape, in place. I've used my fingers before, and let me tell you, that is not a pretty picture. Okay. Getting all the edges there. Okay, I'm gonna do the other side just to make sure I get the same texture all the way around. Now I'm just doing this very lightly. I've already got kind of what I need from the hammering as far as stiffening the wire. So now I'm just going for texture and consistency. All right, let's see. So yeah, that's pretty nice there. Okay, and I'm going to just, this little curve here, just gonna straighten that a little bit because when you do this, parts of your metal can spread out and change shape a little bit. Okay, so let's see what happens when I spread that open a bit to put in the hole of my bead. And I'm squeezing it in, squeezing it inside. And I really like that these wires actually overlap a tiny bit because it's gonna add a little bit of extra tension in there. Now I'm just going to grip one side with this, and one side with the other, and see if I can't just zhuzh them in there a little bit more. Okay, looks like they are where they are. Perfect. So at this point, if you wanted to, you could actually take this bead back off and you could clip a little bit more of the wire to get it super flush in there. I actually really like the look of this though. I like it looking like it's just floating on the triangle. So I'm gonna go ahead and be good with that the way it is. And then I'm just gonna add my jump ring and then we're done. So take your flat nose and your chain nose plier, or if you have two chain nose pliers or two flat nose pliers, that works too. The point is just to have a flat surface so you can open that up. But remember, when you open your jump ring, open it this way, not this way, because this goes back into shape and the other does not. Okay, I'm slipping this on my triangle, closing it shut, then opening my chain, slipping it through, and voila, easy. This is a great beginner project because, first of all, you only need a couple tools. You need very few supplies. We all have a chain, right? So just go ahead and get some wire. You can even make your jump ring out of wire. So if you're just getting started and you don't have a full stash of beads, maybe you have just a few pretty focals like this and you don't have a ton of tools, this is a great beginner project. You can also make earrings to match, so that's super great. And then the holidays are coming. So if you want an easy way to create special, custom, unique gifts from the heart, this is one that's really perfect and no one is gonna know that it only took you 5 minutes. Now that we've made our necklace, let's go ahead and run through the supplies and tools one more time. So today we used a chasing hammer, jewelry making hammer. We used a bench block and pad, also used a flush cutter to cut the wire, a flat nose plier, a chain nose plier, but again, you could use two of one or the other, a chain here. I used a Swarovski crystal, and this set comes with a few different designs, so you could use a different one, but I like the little transparent ones. 20 gauge wire here in whatever tone matches your chain, and an 8 to 10 millimeter jump ring. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Ryan Ashley, and I've had a great time teaching you how to make a triangle tension pendant necklace. Who in your life would love a necklace like this? Go ahead and tell me in the comments below, and if you want to go ahead and pick up the supplies and tools like the ones we used today, you can check out all that information in the description below the video as well. And while you're there, like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you can get a notification every time we come out with something new. Thanks again, and it is a great day on Jewel School.